Sorry for that. I wanna because our time is gonna be
No,
finished
it's
and
okay.
wrap up in soon, right?
Yeah,
Because
when it comes to genuinely improving speaking,
hmm
definitely trying to find somebody that you can actually converse with. And Spanish is also a really global language now.
yeah, now yeah, I love it really. I
So
love it.
it's everything.
So what do you
So
say
we can
about
also,
what do you
uh
want to say? Sorry for that. I wanna because our time is gonna be
no,
finished
it's
and
okay.
wrap up in soon, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
I
a
was gonna
15 minute.
mention.
Yeah, it's a soon. It's a soon. So I want to know, just tell
Mhm.
me, what do you think about an English language? How to improve? Because maybe I can tell to my student what is the concept you
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
to improve the English language. What could be the tools?
The tools.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of free tools online that you can find for grammar and vocabulary. When it comes to genuinely improving speaking,
Mm-hmm.
definitely trying to find somebody that you can actually converse with and speak to
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. 10 out of 10. If you can't find somebody to talk to, I do recommend either watching TV shows or
Mm-hmm.
movies with subtitles so that
Mm-hmm.
you're able to at least grasp something of the
Mm-hmm.
language.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any questions or anything like that, at least grab a notebook and write down some words and look up the definition so
Mm-hmm.
that you can be like, oh, this means this, and I can use it like this in this sentence format
Mm-hmm.
and something like that. Also, something very simple, I think, is finding a book that you love
Mm-hmm.
in English and trying to read.
For reading practice.
Um, yeah, so that you're like, oh, this happens there. Let me go over here. And you kind of compare and contrast
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
happens.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. I really agree with you on that part. It's very important to watching or listening, listening skill. I mean, very
listening.
important. Listening and imitating, like a shadowing. What you're listening,
Yeah.
trying to shadowing and repeating with them. And that's going to really helping a lot because for me, from the beginning, some of the word in English language, it's not easy to come up within our mouth because we're not being living in the United States or any English native country,
Yeah.
right? We're living in Asia,
Mhm.
so here not so
Mhm.
many people are speaking in English language. So you need to
Mhm.
practice a lot, trying to imitate because there are
Mhm.
so many things to improve, like a
Oh,
pronunciation, punctuations, intonations. There are so many things.
so many things. And I
Yeah,
definitely think that watching a TV show and repeating what they're saying
yeah.
is really, really helpful.
It's helping for me as well. I did really so many times in there in my
Oh,
past.
your English is great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
It
that.
is. I love it. Your accent is amazing. You speak great.
I'm trying to improve my vocabulary because I feel that maybe in my pronunciations little bit problems and my I don't use much idioms. The idioms I don't use much of them, so I have been practicing at them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When it comes to idioms, it really just depends on like the context of
Mm-hmm,
the conversation.
mm-hmm,
I only use them ironically sometimes
mm-hmm,
when it comes to conversations when I'm being sassy or
mm-hmm.
something like that with my friends. With my friends.
Yeah, I guess so. Idioms actually, we're using for like someone we know, right? Someone we
Yeah.
know, like a
Yeah.
lot. Like I knew you, and
Mhm.
I seen you maybe after a long time, and I say once in a blue moon, and that time I can apply that idioms, right? So it's kind of happening
Exactly.
happening with a friendly. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, I use them. For example, in university, I would be too shy to use an idiom because the professors get really testy, and the students are also like, "You don't know me. Why are you going to say that?" So, but if I know you, then I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like, how you been?"
Yeah, absolutely.
And I sometimes abbreviate the words because it's the modern take on it. It's
Yeah.
modern.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
really.
modern, absolutely, and also if you see, idioms has been changed in time to time
Mhm.
because the
Yeah.
people in 80s and 90s they using different kind of idioms, right? And in modern
Yeah.
generation they have been using different kind of idioms. So it's depending on also the generations, I guess.
Yeah. Like, for example, Gen Z has one of the many words that they
Mm-hmm.
use for great, bussin'.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Bussin.
new word. Bussin',
Yeah,
that's
it's a
the new
new.
word they're using. I'm a millennial, so I'm like, okay, bussin', okay.
Yeah,
Learning the new stuff is kind of fun though.
yeah. And there are, you know, billions, I can say billions of English word. It's pretty hard to know all of them. But we like
Yeah.
to. So, by the way, I haven't asking you what are you doing for a living. I haven't asked that. And what is your bucket list?
Oh,
In
well, I work on Cambly, but I'm also a student in my
okay.
master degrees. So
So,
I
what
do
is your
both.
your major? Sure.
Psychology.
Oh my God, that's really great fun, right? So you
Yeah.
can read
I
my
love it.
mind.
Not read your mind, but I can analyze a person depending on like a couple of words and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How they kind of are, how they sit, how they stand.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I can go to the grocery store and kind of know if a little girl is being kind of just bullied or something. I kind
Mm-hmm.
of know now some traits, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is it's a bit
That's
daunting, but it's important to know.
that's cool. You have learned so many things. You know, you can
Yeah,
judge the people.
yeah. People, I'm always just like, I always wait to see what comes out of their mouth because sometimes adults are very good at hiding.
Yeah.
And so I always wait until someone speaks to me, and the way that they speak to me, then I'm like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I see.
So
Or
I
also
think our
having,
time is gonna wrap up. I guess our time is
yeah,
wrap up. I'm really sorry for that, and thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's really wonderful talking with you, and nice to meet you,
yeah. Nice to
teacher,
meet you.
and profesora. Muchas gracias.
Ah, de nada, aquí a la orden.
Cuídate mucho. Buen día.
Gracias, buen día.